How exactly did Week 8 affect this year's college football playoff race? This is going to be a new series that I'm starting where I'm detailing every single big game and how it changes our perceptions of the teams that could get into the playoff for this year. We had two very important games, but I want to talk to you guys about four games that really impacted this week's college football playoff bracket. Whoever won between Alabama and Tennessee was going to be in a great position to make this year's playoff, and here's why. If we take a look at what the playoff would have been using last week's AP Top 25 and the college football playoff rules, both Alabama and Tennessee would have been in the playoff, and Tennessee would have actually had the last at-large bid. But since Tennessee beat Alabama at home, they jumped all the way to number 8, securing a pretty decent spot in the playoff, and Alabama fell all the way from hosting a playoff game to being the last team in the first four out. And if Alabama wants any chance of making this year's playoff, they must win this weekend against Mizzou. We also have to address the elephant in the room, Georgia versus Texas, because this game created quite a shakeup inside the college football playoff picture. Going into this matchup, Texas was positioned as the number 1 seed in the college football playoff bracket, and Georgia would have been hosting a college football playoff game in the first round against Clemson. And because Georgia beat Texas, they virtually swapped, and Georgia now is the SEC representative in the 2 seed, and Texas falls all the way from number 1 to number 7 because of the college football playoff rules. And two under-the-radar games that people are not discussing for how it affects the college football playoff bracket is BYU beating Oklahoma State and Notre Dame beating Georgia Tech. To understand why this is so important, the first 4 out teams last week had Notre Dame and BYU as the 2 teams that would have been in the playoff. Even though that Notre Dame beat a much better Georgia Tech team than BYU beat an Oklahoma State team with 10 seconds left, BYU leapfrogs Notre Dame into the college football playoff picture. I think it just goes to show that while most people would probably say that Notre Dame is a better team, you have to respect the undefeated spirit of BYU and put them in the playoff picture. And make sure you guys follow if you want to see more college football content.